Eric's working with our filly, Ed's Easter morning. We call her Lily. He saddled her up and he's over here, he's calling her, trying to get her to join him. And I don't think she's sure exactly what he's asking yet. He's going from side to side here, see, and he's trying to call her to him. She's not really sure if she wants to come in or not. This is the beauty of working with horses at liberty. You can see where their mind is, and you know, you can. They'll tell you what they're thinking, you know, because it's like that saying, you know, when you take your bridle off your horse, what you're left with is the truth. And I love that saying because it kind of puts it in perspective. And you know, so here he is. I mean, you know, she can go walk away. She can go do whatever she wants, but she'll choose to stay with him. And yeah, it's just really nice when you get them like this. I got Rocky going on a tractor over there. It's kind of stuff we have going on here all the time. The other day we had Eric was working a horse, and one of the guys had a leaf blower. We use that to blow out the aisles, you know, the aisles from all the hay and stuff. Had a guy in a leaf blower. Had someone else drive by him on a Ranger, like one of those side by side. We had horses running around, and then my grandson was on his little, kind of like a scooter sort of thing, like a little. It's not motored or anything, but he was scootering around. And it's funny. I mean, we had all these distractions going on, but it's good for the horses, you know. It really helps them. You know, your whole point of this is, when you're working with horses, is, you know, give them the best life they can have. You know, they're going to be living around humans. Help them understand what humans are about and stuff. And hopefully, you're a good example. You know, and that's how I look at it. We're trying to help the horse. We're just trying to help the horse. That's what Eric always says. He goes, when he's training the horses, he's just trying to give them the best possible life they can have, going to somebody else. Something you got to tell yourself. I know a lot of folks are just like to watch the videos, and that's fine. And I'm glad you're here. But if you're training a horse or doing something like that, it's some people send their horses off to training, and I'd recommend that if you're new to horses. If you're green, like a green person on a green horse is a bad idea. But you have to have in your mind that you yourself, the person, have to really learn. Because Eric can get these horses doing all sorts of great stuff, and we pop an inexperienced rider on it. Now it's going to be safer, you know, than a green horse or something, but you're probably not going to get it to perform like he can, because you're off balance. You're not releasing at the right times. Maybe you're putting too much pressure on with your legs, your rein, who knows, all sorts of stuff. And so you really need yourself to get some lessons. I think I saw somebody put a meme on one of the social media things, and it said where you should spend your money with horses, like if you're going to be getting horses, number one, lessons, horsemanship lessons and riding lessons and that kind of stuff. You know, then the care of the horse, and then the cost of the horse. Whoa, something spooked her a little bit. See, that's an example right there. If you replay that, you'll see she was kind of daydreaming a little bit, you know, just just kind of going through the motions, and then she all of a sudden something caught her eye, and I think it's was the lawnmower, and all of a sudden, she's just like daydreaming, like not thinking, just kind of going through the motions. All of a sudden, she comes to, and there's something right at her side. She's like, "Oh, what's that?" Takes off. So it's the kind of stuff you just work through with them over and over again, But that was no big deal, really. And that's the kind of stuff, like when a horse is spooks. I don't think the answer is to get a horse that doesn't spook, is to desensitize them to everything you can think of, like desensitize them to tarps and noisy this and noisy that and a blow up this and a fake turkey and a fake deer and a real this and someone in a clown costume and all these. I've seen people do all these crazy things, getting them desensitized, so to speak. But the truth is so, they could be totally desensitized to an item or a sound, and if they're not paying attention and all of a sudden they come to, just like you saw her do, they're going to spook. And so what you really want to do is you want to teach them what to do when they spook. And you saw him, he just turned her in a circle. And over time, that will become a real soothing sort of thing, because one of the answers that you'll do with a horse, like if they're worked up or bothered or want to head back to the barn or want to be with their friends and they're acting up or just just very anxious, is you end up circling them. You disengage their hind end, you take their head away, that kind of thing. And it's really kind of almost counterintuitive. Once you do that enough, it becomes a soothing place for them. It's like, you ever heard the term like comfort food, like, oh, that reminds me, when I get a meal like this, it reminds me of my grandparents or something. It's a comfort food, or an area that you were raised or something like that. Well, when you teach them what to do when they spook, and it's usually just wake up and get your attention back on the rider, and you want to be that rock for them. You want to be that good leader. You want to be that person that if something's going to hell in the handbasket, you're there going, it's no big deal, we got this. And then because they'll feed off of you, they'll feed off of your emotions. And if you're worried and scared, they say a horse can hear your heartbeat or feel your heartbeat, and so you want to be as calm as you can be. And you'll hear us sometimes, like in the videos, exhaling. We take a real deep breath, exhale out. And if you're nervous on a horse, say you're nervous and you're scared, it'd be a hard thing to do, but what you want to do is you want to exhale, take a deep breath and exhale, and do another deep breath and exhale. Do like 4 or 5 exhales. And by you doing that, it will lower your heart rate, and then the horse will pick up on your heart rate and will also relax. They say in a field, like when a horse is out there, like with a bunch of other horses in something, there's usually one horse watching. If the other ones are napping or grazing or something, there's usually a horse that's watching. And if something happens, like something alerts one of the other horses, it'll lift its head up, and look. And if it's something like say it was a predator or something, their heart rate's going to change. And from what I've heard is like a herd of horses, their hearts will synchronize. And so if all of a sudden one of the horse's heartbeats changes and speeds up, it alerts the other ones. They can sense they can sense the change, and they think, uh-oh, something's got to happen. And so that's one of the things you want to be a calm rider. I mean, it's easier said than done, you know, when you're nervous and you got a horse jigging or doing something, and, you know, and it's scaring you. But you really need to, if you can, you know, take the deep breaths. What I do too, what seems to help me a lot, is if I get a horse that's frightened, jigging around, acting up, it's erratic, you know, what I start to do is I start to concentrate on training, and I'll focus on, okay, I'm going to disengage the horse's hind end. Okay, now I'm going to disengage the other hind end. Okay, now I'm going to try to get it to turn on its haunches. Now I'm going to, you know, and when I start to do that, when I start to think about, okay, I'm going to do this, all of a sudden it's like you pull a cork, and all my worry goes down the drain, and I'm just calm. And so that works for me. Like, I'll just start concentrating on training. You know, okay, let's try spinning here. Let's try turning near. Let's try backing up. Let's try going forward now. Let's try going over here. Let's do some serpentines. Let's do some figure eights. Okay, let's try. When I start to think like that, all of a sudden my worry goes right down the drain, and I'm fine. And I know I'm better. It's better for the horse too. Well, this is a little bit of a lesson of Lily here. Comment below if you like what you're seeing, and you'd tell us what you think of Lily, how she's doing. This is, I think it's only here maybe 15th ride, maybe something like that.